5. We got 3 minutes.
I can do it.
We're on a timer right now. We got it in 3 minutes, huh?
I can do 3.
You can do 3.
What you want
Yeah.
to smoke? Tell me what you want.
Get what you want.
Tell me. I mean, I know. 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
That's exactly what we're at, 2:45. Here's what's interesting. We're only 30 people away from 3,000 likes on Facebook, right? So thank you for everyone who's watching us and sharing us. There are 3,400 people that follow us. So silently there are other people who are just watching. 4,000 check-ins here.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. So check in. Make sure. Go check in. We got a lot of greetings coming in. I'm going to try to pump this up right here. Can you read that from there, Biz? There's no way that's not going to fall by the time we get going.
Depends how many times you touch the bottle. That is a nice looking glass of Diet Dr. Pepper.
Right? That's what we call a home pour.
Is that what it's called?
That's it. Yes, Bizzy B.
DJ Bizzy B in the house. Jim
I
Schrader.
get to see what you guys talk about. Oh, Jim? Most definitely.
How cool is that?
Nice to see Jim on there.
Jim, when are you coming back into the lounge?
Yes. Hurry.
We can start talking about that stuff.
We can start planning
Yeah.
the greatest party in the history of parties.
Man, if you were well to do in a couple of weeks, that'd be really nice.
Yeah.
It would be better than what I'm celebrating.
That'd be a hell of a birthday present.
Yeah,
a lot of life.
It was a hell of a birthday present to get that day on Saturday at the shop too.
Man, what? That was on your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, on your birthday.
Oh,
First Friday of mine, for Saturday at the shop. Man, it's just,
the last time I cried with joy was when I held Elias.
that's the time that's coming.
Yeah. All right, what do we got? We got 20 seconds left. All right, so those who are watching this, start hitting the share button. Share. Kick it out. This is going to be a good one.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Lighter.
Yes, please.
8, 5, 3, 2,
1. Boom.
boom.
It's just like that.
What's up, Pops?
What it is.
We gotta do it right. We'll work on ours.
Oh, you guys don't even have.
We don't have one yet.
You guys don't have
I
one.
mess it up every time we do it. He's like, "Really? Are you black or not?" And I'm like, "Damn!" I just end up.
Oh, you just shake your
Yeah,
head. Oh,
I
hi, Mr. Frakes. Hi,
I
Mr.
screw it
Frakes.
up every time.
Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
cheers.
get it right. We're gonna get one.
Cheers to all of you who are watching here.
Yes.
Salud.
Cheers.
Salud.
Oh, that's
Cheers.
good Diet Dr. Pepper.
Give us a cheers. For those of you who are joining us, chime in. I want to know where you're joining us from.
Yeah. Let us know where you're coming in.
See
from.
what you're smoking. I'm curious smoking.
I'm about to cut with my new fancy French cutter. I'm about to cut the Definition Cigar 919 Habana.
He's so proud of this cutter. He's at home cutting vegetables. You remember them old school commercials when you can cut the soda can?
Oh, yeah.
It's still sharp.
Yeah, you are an infomercial. You
But
are
you know
like the
what?
Billy Mays of cigars.
There's nothing that makes me feel better than a sharp knife. Like when you're cutting fruit and you got a dull knife, it sucks. But this thing, so it's just like that.
And what I love about it is you can actually once you learn how to cut it right.
Once I learn how to cut it,
you can actually sharpen that with a knife sharpener.
yeah. Oh no, I read. There's actually a website called BladeNerds.com, and these guys. It's called 14C28M stainless steel that is made of, and these nerds nerd out on this stainless.
Okay, so you're holding. It's called the. How do you say it? It's Les Fines Lame or something like that.
Well, I think in French it would be like Le Fine Flamme.
Are you going to go to France?
Yes.
You better start practicing your ass up here. Are you going to France? Really?
Yeah.
Where are you going to France?
We'll hit Paris.
Are you getting excited?
I'm getting excited because one of the things that I'm thinking is going to Omaha Beach.
Oh, wow.
That would be cool.
I've heard they love Americans.
Yeah, I would think so.
Omaha Beach, what a cool thing to see.
Yeah. I think Grandpa Ed ran up on that. That would be cool.
Was he at Omaha Beach?
Not on the initial landing, but he was there. Yeah, came in through France.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Biz, what's up? What you smoking?
You know what? In my ignorance, I call it the Red Pichardo. I don't know what is that what they call it?
Yeah, it's the Habano version. That's the Pichardo.
This is the number 2 for me because the number 1 is the blue, which we never can't keep because it goes so fast. But this
I'll tell you what, that line, the Pichardo line, is the sleeper of the year. That cigar is spectacular.
It really is. Those guys kill it. And there's just something with the, when you hear about the idea, when I talk about how they age it, and they flash age it more or less, it sounds cheap. It sounds like,
what is that?
So we can explain the science because it's hilarious.
So the normal fermentation, you saw it when you went to fermentation, you saw the pilones of tobacco all stacked up, and you smelled that horrible ammonia smell. It's just, death smells better than that room. Mm-hmm. But when those leaves are laying there doing their very organized compost pile and doing its thing to age that ammonia ultimately out of the cigar, there is bacteria and there's yeast that's on that tobacco. The bacteria gets activated by oxygen. The bacteria takes over the yeast, but in a perfect environment, the yeast, well, listen to this, the yeast...
I was trying not to go there. I knew you was going to go there, but
yeah.
Okay, keep going.
So, in a perfect world, the yeast would do the fermentation. Cleaner, richer, smoother finish. But you're always fighting the oxygen. So, what happens is they take that cigar, before it's really done fermenting, roll it, put it into a large bag, very large bag, and vacuum seal all the oxygen out, and then let it sit in that bag for a year, and let yeast finish the fermentation process. It's a very laborious method. It's very tedious. It's very time consuming. And but imagine cooking a steak on the grill versus cooking the steak on a microwave. They both get cooked, but one is just superior.
Well, I think probably the most accurate representation of that analogy would be you could just pan sear something or sous vide it, or sous vide, or however you call it, where you just put it in the bag and let it take its time, because you really vacuum seal that, right?
Right.
And then you just let it kind of cook itself at a lower temperature.
Right.
And they're aging post-roll a year.
A year.
Wow.
Crux is 30 days, 90 days, and that's a quality product. But you're really taking that where you have a year of age and turning it into years worth of aging. It's really unique.
And it's noticeably cleaner. The finish is noticeably cleaner.
I was today years old when I just learned something.
You didn't think you were going to hear about yeast and bacteria other than maybe JP's in.
Yeah.
What's up, JP? Sean Ratz is in. Marcos Rodriguez in. Frank Tomaszewski says you should take the train from London to France. Try to fit Germany into your trip as well. He lived in Germany when the wall fell or something like that.
Yeah,
I heard seeing the wall is cool. Once you get to there is a bullet train that takes you. So I want to go over and do the Beatles stuff.
Oh man, it's just gonna change your life.
I literally, as one of my tabs, I just have Google Earth, and I'm going.
It's only this far.
It's that far apart. This is nothing.
Did you finally accept that you have to go?
Yes.
I heard it was like you didn't. You made up every excuse in the book. Like
I hadn't even come up with all these excuses yet.
You just got to go, man.
But no, I'm in it, and I don't think the Queen Bee is on. So, but one of the things that we want to do.
What's up, Tony Hogan?
One of the things I want to do is get her to the Louis Vuitton factory tour in France. And so, there's a lot of cool things.
Look, 3 weeks sounds like a lot of time, but when you go 4 days, 3 days, 4 days, you go, holy shit, we don't have enough time. And then all of the areas that you're going to hit by accident, driving through and going, maybe we should stay here for an extra day. Maybe it's just.
So there's also in northern Italy is the Ferrari Museum, which is great.
Shit.
But as a Ferrari owner, if I can prove that I'm an owner, then we can tour the factory. So
take the steering wheel with you.
Take the steering wheel. Yeah, exactly. Can I check this?
I have my little pouch from the trunk. Nobody would have this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or the special charger, the special trickle charger base.
Yeah, here's my trickle charger.
Oh man,
look up the serial number.
This evening, welcome everyone who's just kind of rolling your way in here. Hit that share button when you get in here. Let's bump it up a little bit. I'll tell you, Bizzy B. It's good to have you on this side of the lens.
It's good to finally be on this side of the lens. I was on this side of the lens about 20 minutes ago. Normally, you guys are doing this, I'm in there editing or doing something or whatever. It's like, so that's my disconnect, being that we're going on vacation in a couple days. And like my wife already says, I double dog dare your ass to bring a camera. Bring a camera if you want to. And I was like, so I'm going to find a way to sneak it in my cigar pouch.
Don't be going rocking.
I know.
Don't be going rocking the boat because she'll go, hey, you want to try out scuba?
Yeah,
you'll try out scuba.
Unfortunately, I won't make it back, but yeah. And she's the one that's in charge of my life insurance policy. That's scary.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No, don't bring the camera. We don't need the camera. We need you to disconnect.
Now, have her explain why she just tripled it the day before you left on vacation. That's what you got to
No bullshit. Don't think I didn't call my agent and be like, hey, man, how things going? My policy's still the same? He said, yeah, nothing's changed.
Okay, good.
Still going to Mexico.
It went to $3 million overnight. We got a problem.
Evan Hurst.
Good day, mate.
Jim Trader asked, when you going, Dave?
Basically all of October.
All of October. We were considering enough where we scheduled it so you go Hackfest, you get a day to pack, then you leave, and then you come back a couple days before Halloween.
A couple days before Halloween, here for a couple of days, then leave for a cruise.
I'm just, you know what?
I've just committed to the fact that I've never taken a vacation longer than 7 days in my life, and I've never really taken vacations until, a couple years ago, we would go 10 years without taking vacations. So it's very.
When we're in Omaha, I don't remember a time of you going on vacation without us. No, and going on vacation with your kids is a different thing.
I think now, too, it's a mindset. Like, me and my wife haven't been out of country to go anywhere, do anything since 2009. But you have kids, you have this, you have life, you have all that other stuff. And I was like, and then because this one goes to freaking out of town just all the time.
Yeah.
Just all the time. When I'm in Mexico, I'll call you back. Click. The fuck? I need to go to Mexico. Book it.
Yeah.
And
where are you going?
Playa del Carmen.
Playa del Carmen.
Playa del Carmen. Some all-inclusive. No kids. No kids on the property allowed. And just 7 days of nothingness but a Corona commercial.
It's going to be great. Get in the water, though.
I'm going to do that as long as I don't get stung by damn jellyfish.
No, you'll be okay.
Well, that's what I did. So the last time we went, I'm in the saltwater tanks. Love saltwater tanks. And so I went snorkeling. And to see all the little clownfish and fish and angelfish that are in my tank, it was like amazing. So I kept swimming, and then it just went black. And I was like, oh shit, there's nothing here. And I didn't realize it was yes. So then I looked up, and the shore was like forever away. And the only thing my dumb brain could think was barracudas. I didn't think shark. I thought barracuda. I got back to that shore in less than 4 minutes.
Yeah.
No,
don't wear any shiny jewelry because they'll confuse it for some type of lure.
And also clean
shit.
your ears.
Really?
Because I learned this one when we did this live aboard in Thailand. First dive, I got this cool set of goggles. They got camera inside. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna get all this great footage. Got it from Modern, so it's quality. And I jump off. And we dive in and we go down, 30 feet, whatever it was, to the reef point, which that night was open water, and that boat was rocking and rolling us. So I'm halfway seasick. We get down. I get down to but you have to do it's a technical deal where you take your goggles off, you put them on, you clear it, you get through. But in this time, there's a little piper fish, and they go after your ears. So the whole time it's going whack, whack, whack in your ears, and it's just the
dark and everything.
It's like right here. I mean, my eyes are closed because I got salt water, and all of a sudden I'm just getting hit inside my ear holes by this fucking fish. And I swear to God,
I'm out.
Yeah, just clean your ears because if you're going under, clean them up. So that's good cigar knowledge for all of you watching.
Yeah.
Speaking of seasick, so I mean, we're talking about Pop's celebration for his birthday, and I am man enough to admit that if everybody didn't know, we took this man out race car driving on his birthday, and I was the only asswipe to get sick.
You got sick. Like
I got
you
sick.
threw up.
I
was
up.
close.
And I was like, I'm a man, so I went up to the gate. I'm a man,
Yeah.
but yeah, because when you go around the track at 150 miles an hour in a car that came out of a garage that is daily driven, and this dude slung this. So if anybody's ever been on a wooden roller coaster, that's what it felt like. But take that wooden roller coaster, put a 4 harness belt on, and do it at 150 miles an hour
For 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes.
With the pro driver.
The G-forces were
Oh my God.
unreal.
The G-forces, right? Almost 2 Gs at peak. We talked about this. F1, 4 Gs to the next turn, 4 Gs,
no
an
way.
8 G swing.
He was smiling and talking about his kids and some kitchen utensils, some other stuff, and I'm sitting over here praying to the Lord got a bug. I'm about to just jack all of his interior up because that shit was horrible.
I did 20 minutes with him and then got in the car and I was about 4 or 5 laps in and I started tasting what appeared to be stomach acid.
Yeah.
And I was just like, unless they want to detail the inside of this car, I'm going to have to hit the pits. It was not good, but it was that was a bucket list experience day, and it was.
Cigars and race cars. That was pretty much.
Cigars and race
And the cigars came way after because there was no way if I would have smoked anything, I'd caught an ambulance.
It's amazing because Andrew and Nathan showed up smoking cigars. And first off, my blood pressure was so high, I was so excited to go. I couldn't smoke a cigar. And then you do the first couple laps, you go, ooh, I'm not ready for this. But I'll never forget the cigar that we smoked in the Porsche driving home.
Yeah.
That I'll never, ever forget that.
Yep.
That. If you want to talk about some cigar moments in your life, I knew at that moment it was memorable.
Yep.
We're just driving down 35 in the 928, cruising.
Windows
smoking
open.
a Bandolero. What were you smoking?
A Bocock Brothers.
And we're just windows down, cruising 80 down 35 in the 928 after a track day.
Yeah.
That's
No, it took 15 minutes of. We don't smoke in my car.
I remember that conversation.
Bullshit.
That argued about that all the way until you guys turned the damn engine on. I was
Then
like,
he's like, let's just do it.
Yeah, if
And
there's
we did
any time we're gonna, because that car has a smell, and that car reminds me of being 9 years old, 10 years old, sitting in the garage, acting like I was driving it. I would sit in there and I would pretend and act like I was driving that
and
car.
now it's yours.
And now it's mine, and I smell it every time I get in. And Alessia gets to get in, and she'll remember that. Elias will remember that all the way
The car is, and I didn't realize how much he loved that car. And when he got done playing football, we got him. He always wanted to race motorcycles, but we wouldn't let him race motorcycles while he was playing football. So afterwards, we get him this motorcycle. So I'm thinking he's gonna go out and rep his old man's number. He's gonna put 42 on that bike, and he's gonna go out and rep the old man. Nope, 928. Okay, so you care more about the car. This will be an easy gift.
928, yeah. No, and thanks for, and Sean Ratz is watching now. And
He made the dream come true.
he truly did.
Yeah.
What a blessing to have world-renowned 928 specialist right down the street that's a cigar smoker and a killer guy.
Yep.
And that has been just stars aligning.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Every time I get in that car.
Talk about somebody that, we can't get on this guy's schedule to become a part of the family.
Do you remember that? The
I
Cars
remember.
and Coffee.
I met with him at Cars and Coffee, and I said, hey, I got a 928. And he's like, here's my number. And I kept sending him notes, hey, I want to do this. And he's like, I don't know if I can get you on the schedule this year. And now he does.
And then we got a ton. We got it all put together. I mean, the thing
It's
drives.
a new car. It drives like a new car.
It's
And it
unbelievable.
looks outstanding.
when you can keep tires on it.
No, I'm with as good that car. Sean would be very upset with how I drive that car because it is just
it's Miss
speed
Daisy.
limit.
Yeah, it's
I'm
Miss
Miss
Daisy.
Daisy in that
Yeah.
car because
Really?
yeah, and I even took it to the track. In the first lap, I went, no, I'm not taking this car out. It means too much.
It's
And
that
it
right
drives
where it
so
was. He
good.
was geeked about putting it on the track, but after you get in the M2 competition and a GT3 RS at 1,000,000 miles an hour, I wouldn't have put my shit on that track either.
No.
Wouldn't have done it.
No, I just, it sounds good on the surface, but you have that thing. There are a few things that you can think of when the house fire hits. What do you grab? Right? Or when the tornado
Your car
hits,
keys.
what do you get?
Grabbing the
You get
keys
your
in the
car
car.
keys.
The car keys. And when there was a tornado that was over the house,
Remember, we called each other.
and I was like,
Yeah.
here's where I am.
We live in the same neighborhood, so it's like, yeah.
So we grabbed Ale's dad's shirt. We put that in a bag. I grabbed my hard drive. I put my family in my mother-in-law. Welcome to Texas.
Yeah.
I put her in the pantry, and then I went and put a bunch of padding over the Porsche. It was like, this is how it's gonna work. I mean, every moving blanket we had was underneath the cover. But those are like the four things: family, car.
Now, as Nebraskans, though, you have to admit, as soon as the sirens go off, we go outside and just got to go look and see. Oh, there it is.
Because that's what I did.
I do that shit all the time.
We have a walk-in closet that's under the stairs, so everybody else went in there. Me and my pops went outside. I was like, where it at?
Yeah, it's just that Nebraska. I don't know if it's
Lightning a lot. Like
Yeah.
literally the storm 2 days ago, somebody said 4 blocks down that electrical charges, they watched them go through their ceiling. Lightning hit their house and it went through like literally, they're like 4 blocks over.
No.
And you know, on my back patio, I had those samurai hat heaters. So I'm sitting out there and it's raining and lightning. I'm just working away and I'm like, I am sitting in between 2 lightning rods.
Yeah.
big lightning rods.
Time for me to get my ass up and go.
Yeah.
Like down here, it tornadoes, but down here, weather is like.
It's a little bit more aggressive. The lightning seems much louder down here than it is up
It
north.
reminds me of War of the Worlds with Tom
Yes,
Cruise.
when they were
it's
coming from the ground. Yeah.
That
Yeah,
to
it
me,
gets down.
and the thunder, the lightning, everything is far more aggressive down here. Just not as quite as much tornadoes, but I was doing the same.
Thunderstorm
I was like,
is about the same. But how is it that it's raining on my block, but if I walk over 2 blocks, it's sunshine? I don't understand that. Like,
I think it's the lakes.
Is it?
I think it's the lakes.
Because like literally, it rained and stormed here. I went home for lunch, nothing. And
I
I'm
think
only
it's the
10
lakes.
minutes from here.
Because that weather pushes over Grapevine and then over Lake Louisville. So I think just with the pressure itself, I think it helps us, puts us
It
in a
must
bubble.
be something. Cause
What's up? What we got Ron in, we got
We got
JP
Ron,
in.
we got
What,
JP, we got
freaking drive it, man. It's meant to be driven and driven good. That's a good point coming from a guy that's going to make a lot of money when I
Is that Sean?
blow that out. Yeah.
And on parentheses, break it, please.
Yeah, break it. Keep me
Send
in
it to me.
business. No, that's amen to that. Frank Tomaszewski, it's the lake. Amen. That's.
So what are you smoking, Brandon?
I'm actually smoking a Crux. This is the show, Limitada.
Box press.
I'll tell you what.
It's not a box press.
Yeah,
It
box
is a
press
Okay,
Marblehead.
but I said it's a box press, yeah.
When you work with somebody and you see the product all the time, it's almost like working in a restaurant. You don't eat the food. But Jesus, I forgot about how good Crux cigars are.
I smoked the PB5 Short Salomon last night, the Limitada. God, that cigar is good. A, it's good, and B, for a Salomone, which is a very unique shape, to roll that cigar right takes a skill that very few rollers can do, and that one was perfect. In fact, JP snagged a box the other day. He had a great suggestion, so the next time if Tony Hogan's still on, he had a great suggestion, which would be a Short Salomon of the Epicure.
They have a short Salomon of the Epicure.
Do that? I thought it was
Yeah,
just
that's
the
coming
Maduro.
out. No.
Okay.
Yeah, they have that, the Limitada, and the.
Oh.
What I want to see is I want to see a Corona Gorda of the Bull and Bear.
That would be.
That could be interesting.
That could be interesting.
Tony-
That would be a little fuller than your average bear, I think, depending on what the ratio is.
Yeah, that was my favorite until the Deconnoisseur came out and kind of nixed all that.
That Duke Connoisseur is no joke.
Yeah.
It is no joke.
And I know
it's funny, I belong to a lot of these different, and I feel sorry for these guys that live in areas where they maybe have very limited number of cigar lounges that they can go to.
That's sharp.
and get the type of stuff that we have. And I see what these guys are posting with great pride. So I'm not going to bring them down off of their high, but they don't have any idea what they're missing. When you look at what Definition is doing, what Crux is doing, what Bocock Brothers, Pichardo, and I could say, here's 4 cigars to try, and it's like I'm speaking a foreign language because they'll never see that stuff anywhere.
Well, we just had a guy that was up from Houston, and we got him a Chasero, which is very mild, right? Mm-hmm. He smoked. I want big, I want full. This is after he smoked one and then bought 5 more. He said, I just like big, full cigars. I want something. I wanted my father. I want a CAO, this, that, the other. I was like, yeah, but you just smoked basically a Connecticut.
Yeah.
Oh, I did? Yeah. Yeah, that's what you smoked.
Welcome to flavor.
Welcome to flavor,
yeah.
Right? And that was one thing that Cameron asked me today. Is he goes, when I get these big burly guys that just want, they just want something aggressive. Understand their palate, but give them, shock them. Give them flavor without the aggression.
That's like a Pichardo. It just has so much flavor. The Connecticut is one of the best Connecticut's I think I've ever had. It is it's so good.
That is what's up. Everybody chiming in, or please chime in. What are you guys smoking?
What are you guys smoking tonight? What are you drinking tonight?
I'm curious.
Do you have any questions?
Yeah, fire out questions.
What are we drinking?
That's actually a good question. What we're drinking is Lone Elm.
Oh, the small batch.
This is small batch, 90 proof. This is out of 4 south of Dallas.
Made with Texas wheat, correct?
100%
the
Texas,
water,
everything.
Yeah.
And Amy Porter is, we're going to connect this week. Get used to hearing the name Lone Elm. And for a long time, because these guys play ball. They know how it's done. And it's so funny because I don't know if you guys are the same way, but there was this, there's this girl that I went to school with, Kaylee Eakin, and I always had the biggest crush on her. But I never, I never just said hi. And I find out deep into my 20s that it's like, Kaylee, she just always had the crush on you. It's like, God damn it, man. I could have, and
He's good now, though, Ale. He's good. He's straight as an arrow. He's good.
Nah, she's not watching
this. This is past tense.
No, this is a long time. But then Lone Elm is the same thing. It's a company I've wanted to work with forever. Come to find out, and finally Frank's like, hey, those guys are talking about you, right? Oh, well, let's do something. So now we're going to start doing stuff. And I'm really excited about Lone Elm. But 100% Texan, 100% freedom right here.
90% proof because I'm all warm and fuzzy on the inside right now.
Good.
So let's tell our story about DJ Bizzy B and the connection with.
We should. Thaddeus is smoking the same thing I'm smoking right here.
Yeah, he is.
Water.
He's drinking water straight.
Water, and so is Sean Ratz. You okay, Sean Ratz? Thaddeus is saying, looking forward to that birthday bash, brother.
So am I.
That's gonna be fun.
It's gonna get.
And I'm not. It's not going to be a repeat of last year. I swear it's not. I got another DJ coming, but I saw London coming to do the first half of the night, and then I'm going to take it home.
Why don't you switch?
I find that real hard.
I think you need to switch
because
that. Why don't you set it up?
Get in early.
I just said because I think the like when it gets hype in the party part, that is my natural high to DJ and to get the crowd nuts.
What do you guys think? Do you think Bizzy should do the first half of the night or the second half of the night?
I'm telling you how it's going to go. I'm going to take it easy. There's no way. If y'all don't know, last year for my birthday, Drew took me home to the wrong house. It wasn't his fault. I thought it was a house. So if you got somebody not like trying to punch in the code to your door at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you see a black dude in your ring talking about, yo, open up the door, man. Get in. Yeah.
But you were close.
I was close.
But I think it's a good story to talk about how cigars bring us all together.
That's how it happened.
And how our connection
is.
I think it's the combination of the cigars were the catalyst, but it's that reminder of how small the world really is.
It is.
But shortly after we opened, there was a group down from Omaha, our hometown, and Bizzy knew.
Well, one of them was my uncle. My wife's uncle was one of them.
Yeah. So Biz comes in. I met him. He just moved down. I said, hey, you were just starting your cigar journey, and I said, hey, next time you're in, just stop in, let's sit down and have a cigar together. You came in that next week. I got you a Patoro. Platino.
Yep.
And we sat down. I was playing my playlist on the speakers. Those of you guys that don't know, I'm a victim of 70s funk. And we're listening to music, and you're sitting there going, damn, man, this music is good. I go, yeah, this is my playlist. And you're like, well, you know, I DJ, and if I can play this, I'll play for free. I thought, well, free's my favorite price, so let's do that. So we thought, let's just give it a shot.
The house party.
So we're sitting there talking, but all I know is that this dude's name's Brian, and that's how I know him. And then Brandon comes out. If I back up, we were in Omaha. We were listening to the top R&B station. And these kids, 106.9, and these guys grew up listening to DJ Bizzy B.
And there was a time when I was training to go play some college football. I worked at a gym. And there was one night when the guy who I listened to every day walked in, and I remember texting Clancy, I met Bizzy B tonight.
Yep.
He's like, no, you didn't. No, he comes to the gym. He was a nice dude. I can't, and I acted like we were all friends and shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, Biz, oh yeah, Hot Boy and Biz, yeah, no, we go way back.
So Brandon comes out. I'm like, hey, Brian's from Omaha. Why don't you meet him? Bryant goes, hey man, just call me Bizzy. And the look on your face.
It didn't click at that point. It didn't click until you were talking back here next to that TV, and you were like, hey, you know, people just call me Bizzy B. And it was at that moment that it pulled my ear. And I think I might have stopped.
You did.
And you said, wait a minute, didn't you used to work out at Better Bodies? Then I'm like, damn, didn't you used to work at the front desk? And then it just literally went from 0 to 100 from there.
Bizzy B.
0 to 100.
And Biz and I would sit, and you were, I'm not saying that you weren't lost.
No, I was,
but
I was trying to find myself.
You were having deep conversation.
I moved down here in a job that sucked ass, but it got me here. I work for a wedding company, so as everybody knows, I do the camera thing, and I was working at this. Weddings are the worst thing on the planet if you are not in it. Even if you're in it, I ain't gonna talk about that. But it was just horrible. I hated it, and I remember sitting when they did the relaunch of Crux, and they showed the new things, and I was sitting in the screen, and I was there, and I was watching it like, this stuff is amazing. Like, wow, look at that, and look at this, and blah, 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 blah. Now, that's what I would do for a living. And Brandon was like, really? I said, yeah. He says, And he didn't say anything else. He kind of pocketed it. And then I was like, so who does your video? Who takes your picture? He said, we do, but we're trying to grow. I was like, hey, guess what? I have a camera. I got a camera. I know I can do something. And then we filmed
the shop episode.
The shop episode on
Watch
fashion.
it on YouTube.
Yes.
Watch it on YouTube
that was
with
the
Jalen.
first my little intro. Yes, that was the first time. And he was like, damn, you shoot like I do. I said, how about we do this, and can we do this, and I can do this? And he says, screw it, you're the family. Come on. I never put in my 2 weeks so fast. I think I want to put in my 2 weeks on a Sunday.
You know what it was like too, because we rode together to your place when you dropped off the hard drives.
Yes.
And it was like you cheated on whoever it was, and then you were bringing me back to help you move you out of your shit.
Just get everything out, like, hey, I'm going. Grab the shit, I'm going. And then it's weird because if we tell this story, I remember it, but it's like it's a blur. Mm-hmm. Because everything is like it's always been. How long has the shop been open? 4 years?
4 years in September.
It feels like I've been here 10. And not in a bad way. I'm like,
no,
it just feels like it's been forever.
But one of the things that I think is the coolest thing is you've been to Nicaragua. You've been on photo shoots, other things.
Colorado was my first assignment.
First assignment.
Like, you literally, how about you start on Monday, but you're getting on a plane? Huh? And we went to Colorado and stayed at this beautiful place, and Brandon almost killed. No, well, he didn't kill us. But if you've ever seen the videos when they're riding on the side of a cliff, and your side is the side that looks down, and Brandon's doing like 70, and what was that thing called?
Little Razor.
Oh my God, so this is the job. And then we went and had lunch in the Aspen Forest and got attacked by a swarm of bees that chased us in that razor all the way back to the lodge. Like every time we tried to stop and eat, the bees showed up like an old Tom and Jerry cartoon. It was crazy.
You know what? They only went after you. Some racist ass bees, man.
They was racist because
They only went after
Gabe
Ben.
was sitting over there eating their peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and I'm in the back swatting and screaming and running all over the place because these bees are only messing with me.
He was hood as shit too.
But I just think about how cool it is, the things that you've been able to do and see what you've been able to experience being here versus where you would have been had you been sitting at Weddings R Us doing.
I'll never forget
shit.
when you said that here everything you need is in the shop. My insurance guy is here, doctor, mechanic, consultants, like literally. You know, and my wife is just like, before she was, oh, where you going? You want to club? Like, she's like, I know where he's at. I'm here. If I'm not on my back patio, I'm here. Everything is here.
A trustworthy group of people that have your best interest in mind. I think there's such power in that too.
Yeah.
And I don't think for us, we've developed a relationship for years, but what I see with first timers is there's a very short curve to understand and feel that. I mean, it could be their first visit and they go, God, I feel like I'm part of this.
I still test this theory. Go to any cigar lounge in the country, and when people are there for a little while, and when they get up to leave, see how many people tell them goodbye, how many people dap them up, how many people say farewell, anything. I have not seen it yet. Here, every person that gets up, all right, see you later, daps every single person. If they come in, everybody greets them. When they leave, everybody salutes them as they go out the door.
Yeah.
I've never seen that anywhere else.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it was very humbling to see this young man, Mitch, Saturday. Military guy, was in Atlanta and had got orders to go to Colorado.
Yep.
And routed himself so that he would drive through Frisco so he could stop and check out Industrial Cigars before he got up there. So for somebody to go that far out of their way, in order just to make sure that they were able to stop here, he had a cup of coffee, had some cigars, walked around the place, got a chance to see it before he had to jump in his car and be to Colorado. It was just cool.
He drove 670 miles to see the place.
One of my best friends at home, Brian, came down, remember last summer, just because every time he'd FaceTime me and call me, I was sitting here. He's like, damn, man, I just gotta, okay, let me see what it's about. So then he comes down, hangs out, loves it, couldn't convince my cousin, which is his wife, to leave Omaha just yet. He goes back to the cigar lounges in Omaha, which are beautiful.
Yep.
We have two special guys so far, beautiful, but he said, he sat there and he's like, there's no love in the room. He's like, I feel all alone and isolated in this beautiful place, but he said there is no, everybody here in the back, when he hung out with me, he knew everybody's name and they knew his first day.
Yep.
And then when he was here, he said, it felt like I lived in Dallas.
How do you think we do that with our next phase? How do you think we transplant this, which I think the beauty of this place is you walk in not expecting that and then you get it. But if you go to this next location that is what we all dream about, how do you think we continue that?
It's easy. If it's not broken, you don't fix it. It's just a building. It's just brick and mortar. That's it. If we were sitting inside of a warehouse with boxes of cigars, nothing would change.
It's the people.
It's the people.
It's the people.
That's it. That's simple.
You know what? I think you're exactly right. And I think we hit the jackpot with where we are, because I think if we're being honest, many of the local competitors, general statement here, many of the local competitors just don't care in the way that we do. Not saying that, but
it's just what they did. It's what they decided to do.
Yeah, I think it's much more of a hobby shop.
And we decided to do what we do.
Some of them have too many things going on. We have a ton of stuff going on, but they all go back to this. Everything we do still revolves around this. Some are way, way, way too big, so it's more like you're in a nightclub with a humidor.
Yeah.
Some are small, but they're selling fries, chicken, everything else that you can't concentrate on. Now, there are some that are very, very nice,
right,
that have the balance, and they're working on getting just the people part right. So not everything is bad. But
are you saying Palace? Are you saying Cigar Palace?
Yes, they've got, it's a beautiful place. It's good. Staffing and some other etiquette things come up as they're working on. Like I said, I don't miss everybody, and it's good. You know, TI, it's just a nightclub to me. If I go there, I don't want to go somewhere where I have to yell to talk to you. You know, now if it's different, if you have like on our nights when we DJ, or if I DJ somewhere else, like I've DJed at the Silverleaf in Fort Worth. that place is dope. I really like it. I think they have a dope vibe going on. So I give them their kudos. So I can't. So all of them aren't bad, but some of them don't care. Like if you even go to, I say this story all the time. We went to Las Vegas, and Vegas wanted to make their big deal. We have cigars, and these guys couldn't even clean a freaking ashtray. That drove me so batshit crazy.
At the Wynn Hotel.
At the Wynn Hotel, where we're paying $500 a night, and you can't. And then when I got up to clean the ashtray, the wait staff almost jumped me.
They looked at you like
they got out of the way. They got out of the way.
They was like, "What are you doing? Cleaning an ashtray?" Oh shit, go ahead. You got it?
Yep.
I'm like, "Y'all want to do this?" She's like, "No, I bring you a drink." I'm like, "I was giving you a hint." You know,
I think we're blessed to have a lot of just good people walking in, and that's.
You know what? And
makes it easy.
I'm glad to hear that because honestly, it's something I think about every day. It's something I think about multiple times a day is this fear. Maybe it's just the fear of the unknown, but it is the fear of when we go from this to dream, whenever that is.
Anticipation. Don't turn it. Use that fear, remix it into anticipation, and don't. If the blueprint is already there, you're just putting the same energy into a different structure.
Yeah, I think.
And the fact that people are sitting here with us on a Tuesday night, Marty, John, Jim, Thaddeus, all you guys who are watching.
Larry's in from LaGrange, Missouri.
We're going to rely on you to make this jump. Because
well,
it's a big
I
move.
think the difference is if we have a place that holds 40 friends, it's now going to hold 100 friends. And it's just going to be a bigger party.
Yep. And just that self-policing element, which I see here often, which actually not too often because I think people, for the most part, mind their P's and Q's when they go to a place that they know is not going to, doesn't have the luxury of dealing with your bullshit. I think that's a big part of it. So it's incredible and it's so fun. But
JV's coming to us from Michigan right now. Attitude reflects leadership. You guys are what makes it work.
Appreciate
Thank you for that, JV. But you know, it's
But look
this
at
was never part of the plan.
But look at this. Jim Trader, got to jump out, guys. Have a great night. See y'all soon. Much love. And then Sean goes, night, Jim. Sleep well. I don't know if he's ever met Jim Trader.
I don't think.
But you have a guy who cares about him, and he's never even met him.
I every once in a while I'll go back and I'll look at comments on Saturday at the shop because unfortunately we got 6 cameras set up and we can't see all the comments. It's amazing how many people are communicating to the other people that are in the deal, saying hi and what's happening and stuff like that. They're using this forum to jump in and say hi.
Which I think reflects the lounge, right? It's
Sure.
our responsibility to make sure you have a clean place with the right products and right people in it. And we can just step out and let the right people connect with the right people.
So, okay, I'll ask you this. You're an old sales chap.
Yes, been doing it for a couple of weeks.
Did this replace the golf course?
You know what? I think that technically this is much, much better than the golf course. Even if we only spend an hour and a half with each other, because the old days of saying that you're going to go out and play golf with somebody, you would learn a lot about somebody you're playing golf with. The guy that you're doing business with, that you're playing golf with, that just took 6 shots out of the bunker and then says he got a 4, is a guy that I'm going, okay, so now I'm supposed to trust you when we're dealing together.
Yep.
So you can learn a lot about somebody, but you hit the ball, you get in the cart, you drive to the next one, you hit the ball, you drive to the cart. You're not actually sitting and engaging.
Yep.
And I think the other thing that this does, as soon as I fire up a cigar, I'm me. Yep. I'm not salesman Dave. I'm not executive of an oil company Dave. I'm Dave.
Yep.
And I think that when people get here and they like the cigar, they get to just be themselves.
Mm-hmm. And I think
that's who you get to know.
That's why we call it the Great Equalizer?
Yep.
The Great Equalizer. And it peels back a lot of bullshit. And there's something so sticky about a cigar. Like, for instance, I just saw Juan Mendoza come in, and Juan was here, I think maybe day 1, day 2, day 3 with his wife. They had just moved in, and he's coming in 4 years later. There's something sticky about the ability to come into the lounge and have that home base element to it.
So let me take the lounge out of it. Think about it. Like, as many times as we sit on your patio.
Yeah.
We sit on my patio. You have people around. I had the electric guy come in replace a fuse or something, and he walked through my house to do something. And when he was leaving, he says, "Yo, so what kind of cigars do you smoke?" I'm like, I have a bunch of humidors in my office. How do you know that? He says, "Well, I seen all the whiskeys and all the scotches, so you gotta smoke cigars." I said, "Yo," and we got to talking. He was there another 45 minutes, and we were talking about cigars. And I went and grabbed a bunch and said, "Have you had this? Have you had that?" Gave some crust, gave some this, like try those out. And now we're friends.
Yeah.
Dude just came to repair a fuse in my house. And he said, "Where you gonna be at this weekend? Are you DJing? Are you this or that? Can I come by?" I have gained and garnered more friendships because of this, like crazy, even outside of the lounge. But then you bring them into the lounge, and they're like somebody we just did work for, Chuck. He'll be here Thursday.
Yep.
He's like, "Man, I've been waiting to smoke a stick with you. Come Thursday." So I got an appointment at 6. I'll be here afterwards. I'll meet you there. He says, "I'm bringing 10 people with me." I'm like, "Shit, okay." That's like, wow. This thing right here is magnetic.
I born and raised in Omaha. There till I was 48 years old, 49 years old. Had a going away party. There was 6 people there, including my neighbors. And I come down here and I have a birthday party, and there's 80 people in here because that's all we could bring in, 86 people. There were 86 people here that were all friends. Yeah. And, it's unbelievable what's happening, and it's just
if you ever come, for all those that have been here, if you haven't been here, whatever, just on the back wall, there is a series of photos, and everybody's holding a cigar, and every photo, every skin tone, every age, whatever, legal age, of everything, it just shows how, even if you just look at the makeup of the lounge, how it doesn't matter where you're from, what you do once you sit down, all of us are the same person.
Yep. Joe Inzerillo, he was born and raised in Sicily, went to New York, and just moved to Frisco. He was just sitting up and we were having a conversation today, and he looks in there and he goes, "In a world that, if you believe what you see, tells us we're as divided as we've ever been," he said, and all my friends back in New York are telling me how divided and how could you move to Texas and this, and he pointed in there, and this is his frame of judgment, is he says, "Look at this. You've got all of these different people, and they're just together." You get that element of, look at the diversity. These are the people I get to come around, all the backgrounds, and he's been here for weeks. He hasn't even seen it yet.
I was just home 2 weeks ago, and I went and sat at the place called the Copa, and I just told my boys, I said, "Come here for a second, and just look." They've got huge patio seating, and it was all just segregated little groups. Literally, it was just everybody of their like kind in their little groups. You come in here, everybody's sitting next to her. Like, it was just, it's a state of mind to a degree, but like I said, it's more of nobody is taking the time out to get everybody, because when you walk in here, what is the first thing you do with a newcomer?
Introduce them to everybody.
Yep.
Bam.
Yep.
Bam.
Yep.
Never had that happen anywhere else. "Hey everybody, this is Jack. Jack, me. Blang, 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 blang." And then after he's introduced, "Man, come sit down and have a smoke with us." And then goes from there. Mm-hmm. It actually, so all you have to do is bring them in, and then the community takes it from there.
Yep. And the community is exactly what we build.
Yep.
It's people you can rely on. And I think a community is probably a concept that's lost in the age of rear entry homes, where you just pull in through the alleyway, you pull in, your neighbors don't know when you come and go.
Oh, yeah.
You don't know the neighbors' kids, nothing like that. I think the element of a community it's probably, it's damaged at the least. And I think that's our responsibility.
I walk my son to school now, and it's so crazy. Some people just, "Hey, good morning, how you doing?" And some people a block away see you coming, and they sprint across the street to walk down the other side. Just know hello.
Why do you think that is?
It's not COVID. It's not, I don't know what, the COVID days I get it. I used to take I don't know. Because I say hello to, I force people to say hello. Mm-hmm. "Good morning, how are you doing?" Some people, "Hey, how you doing?" Like, my immediate neighbors around me, cool as a fan. My neighbor here, across here. My neighbor across that moved from New Orleans, he's a championship barbecue guy. So I'm always grilling. He said, "Man, is that your house? I smell like blah, blah, blah." Yeah. Well, guess, so he brought a brisket over. That's how he introduced himself. We was friends after that. Mm-hmm. But, we had only known each other for 3 weeks. I'll never forget this. And he says, "Man, I got to go out of town. Do me a favor. Here's the code to my house. I have a PlayStation 5 coming. When it comes, can Can you make sure just to put it inside the door? I know you 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like that. You know, it's just people.
It's Texas.
Yeah, Texas is definitely.
I think it's a lot because of our area.
I go back home and my rental car gets broken into. So hey, Texas.
Yeah.
it's
in Omaha.
different. In Omaha, in front of the hotel. I'm parking to go check in. I come back out, windows busted. I'm like, damn, I'm home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, Larry Adams is on. Him and his wife drove 10.5 hours to come here to hang out with us for a few days, and it was. I still think one of the funniest things that he said was, you know, come late Friday night. They got here Wednesday. Late Friday night, he's like, you know, I've only bought 2 cigars. Everybody keeps giving me cigars, and he had an ICC box, and he opens it. Patoro XO box, opens it up, and it's full of cigars. And everybody was outdoing everybody else with whatever they were giving him. But he just kept. He's like me when it comes to receiving gifts. Much rather give them than receive them, and he was clearly uncomfortable. But
yeah,
but that's just the way everybody rolls around here. It's just awesome.
No, and you find time to get it in too. You know, and Marty coming in. Good night to you as well. Dad duty calls. Frank Tomaszewski, my neighbors are not as. You know what, Frank?
You know, you can pick your nose, you can pick your friends, but you can't pick your neighbors.
I'm not saying nothing foul about Frank, because Frank is a perfect example. Birthday weekend coming up. Said I want to do something because I got so many of my friends and all my brothers and sisters are coming from Omaha, whatever. He's like, man, let's go take a boat ride. I said, that'll be dope. Cigars at sunset. He says, cool. Then he comes back and he says, man, I'm going to be out of town that weekend. I said, no, big. He said, no, here's the keys. I was like, to your boat? He's like, yeah, just come by, get a lesson, and park it when you find it.
Yep.
Who does that?
Frank.
Frank does.
Frank, you know Frank has 2 sets of keys? You know where one of them is?
At your house.
Yeah. He's like,
Who does that?
Yeah. I called him, hey, do you mind if I take the boat? Go take the boat.
I told my boys, I said, we're going out on a boat on Sunday. He's like, word? We're doing what? You're renting one? I said, no, my partner. He's let me use his boat. He said, get out of here. I was like, we do that down here. I got 2 dudes right now from Omaha looking for real estate agents. It's just the mindset is, and nowhere is perfect. Don't let us make this sound like this is the end of all in, but it's not bad at all.
But I'll tell you what, in the world we live in, I couldn't be happier to be here.
Somebody offered me a job to go back home for $150,000 a year. I told him to kick rocks. It was Doug. Doug was like, man, what if I started an insurance agent back in home with you guys? Like, $150,000 a year. I was like, I didn't even hesitate. You're like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't do it. When your life progresses.
There's happiness and there's money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if you're stuck, that first time you're plowing snow.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
When snow hit last year and I was the only person, well, I didn't even have a shovel. One person had a shovel. My next door neighbor had a shovel. People came outside and was like, what is that?
Yeah.
It's a snow shovel. Like, we've heard of them.
Yeah.
Never seen a real one. Like, I'm not going back.
I turned a folding table into a sled for my kids.
We just did old school. We just stayed in the house till that shit melted.
Yeah. 2 days later. No, and that mindset is something that, to me, Omaha's a good place to be from, but it's not a place I'd like to live. And that's what makes me so happy about this trip for you is it's so completely out of what you know.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to learn some different languages at the beginning. You're going to have to learn how to speak a little bit of French to say, to order something quickly and say, I don't speak French. Mm-hmm. And then that in German and that, there's just such cool growth.
You're going to go to France and find out that a plate of food is about this big.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, it'll be cute.
Truth.
Oh, cute.
Julie's in. Larry's much better half. He definitely outkicked his coverage on that one.
You know what? I didn't know Rats is from Kansas.
Down the street?
Did you know he's from Kansas?
What part of Kansas are you from?
Oh, damn. Dave Wagner. Oh,
I seen
Wagner's
Wagner.
in.
I seen him earlier today, man. I'm like, there's my unicorn. We see him every once in a while.
So Wagner spends a lot of time in Switzerland, and I just said, where are some places I should go? He sends me like the itinerary.
I'm shocked he didn't send you like people's house addresses and
I
numbers.
Wichita.
Go see Felipe. He'll take care of you.
Yeah, he
Wichita.
will. And
Rats
we
is from the halfway point.
Yeah, it is.
That's the
exactly
halfway
on
point to
35.
Omaha,
Yep. And we same thing with Joe. Cigars, what a connector. Because you're going to be able to land in Zurich and have Pablo and Patrick to be able to show you there. And if you ever wanted to go further east, we've got Darren that can show you all the best places further east in Europe. It's
Speaking of Darren, connectors. I went to go visit my son in Tennessee, and literally me and my son was at a half-ass cigar lounge, and I said, wait a minute, I know somebody that lives here. Called Darren up, and literally 25 minutes later, we were having cigars and drinks on this man's front porch at like 10 o'clock at night till like 1 in the morning. Like, Darren Chaffee, the guy that makes these amazing cigars, and he said, man, come to the house, come chill.
Then the next week, one of our members was in town in Nashville, right?
Yep.
So Eric Hall was in Nashville. He calls up Darren. Darren's got him on the porch, drinking and smoking cigars. Sends me a picture. He goes, well, I'm now officially the halfway house for ICC. And he's got pictures, every week he's got somebody from ICC there. So
that is probably one of the dopest individuals I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, he is.
Sitting on his front porch, and he's restoring an old house from like the Civil War or something. And we're sitting there. I mean, it's a big, like, any scary movie you've ever seen, we were there. And it's just this big house. And he's like, yeah, it's crazy, the history of this house. And da-da-da. He says it's probably about 100 sarcophaguses buried out in the front yard. I said, excuse me? Like dead people? Yeah, yes. This was a triage hospital. Something, and all over. He said we actually had to dig some up to run the because he has another house that's connected to run the electricity and water through there. And I was like, well, Darren, it's been fun.
Yeah. I believe in ghosts now.
He's like, nah, I ain't heard or seen anything. I was like, wow. Like, the house is so incredible, though. It's dope. So, very interesting people that you get to meet when you're here. But you're going to have a ball.
Oh, yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Well,
if your carry-on luggage is about 202 pounds heavier, don't mind it. Just throw some crackers and a bottle of water in there. I'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, I think that's... Yeah, with that.
Just another night.
Just another night.
Another
this
Tuesday
is what
night.
This is what it looks like to smoke a cigar.
This is it.
And hopefully you all
Cigar
smoke a
talk
cigar
is
with us.
just, really, it's just what we hope you do once you get here.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, do it at home with friends and family, because ain't nothing wrong with that either.
That's right.
But buy your cigars on industrialcigars.co.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug. That's it. So thank you everyone for joining us. We will see you this weekend for Cars and Cigars.
Cars and Cigars.
Get your car registered. Let's make a 928 section.
Is it getting filled?
Yeah, it's filling up.
Good.
Filling up.
Good. So good cars,